There is urgent need for the enactment of a robust regulatory environment for Ghana's oil and gas sector, according to the president of the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce and Industry, GCCI, Nicholas Boyer. His comments came after returning from the largest oil and gas sector show in the world, that is the Offshore Technology Conference, OTC, held in Houston, Texas from May 6 through 9, at which Ghana was well represented. Boyer explained that the regulatory environment must start with a local content policy that ends in legislation.
That says there is a need for local content in this industry. This is something that has been done around the world. There are many examples of how to do it very well and some examples of how to do it not so very well. We need to learn quickly and implement that policy and implement that legislation.
In a 4-page draft legislation on local content submitted to the Ministry of Business last year, the Chamber outlined what it would like to see in the legislation. Here is Chairman of the GCCI's Petroleum Committee, Charles Ramson Jr.
Just to say, look, we're not only saying we would like to have this demand, but we're going to be supportive. We're going to be able to say, this is what it would look like, and it's not very onerous. Why is local content important for Guyana? Because it's about work. It's about an opportunity for work.
With first oil months away, having such a policy in place is critical in the view of the Chamber.
And without us having that framework in place with oil companies to say, look, no matter which way you twist and turn this is the regulatory demands of the industry based on Guyana's resource. And that is making sure that you have X percentage of local employees, make sure you have X percentage, or for procurement, a level of a margin where Guyanese companies can bid, ring fencing certain sectors that only Guyanese companies can do, prioritizing Guyanese and their companies and businesses to be able to engage directly with the procurement sides.
The GCCI is blaming the government for not having the policy on the books, adding that the absence of such policy puts Ghana behind.
Right now, we are depending on the operators' internal policies for how they define local content. But that's no excuse for our government to not have their policy in place. And we have definitely invested already in it. There's funds been spent on consultants. There's been rounds of consultations with various stakeholders, and still we are awaiting the final policy.
More than a year ago, a list containing a number of local, regional, and international service providers for ExxonMobil was made public, with the oil and gas giant saying that it takes the issue of local content very seriously. But for the GCCI, local content should be measured and determined by Guyana through the necessary framework. Handel Duncan H, GP Nightly News.